Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. This is going to be no-brainer, quick and easy master board that I intend to use to create using using this base paper. I don't know, I must have thrifted this. Scrap pad kit, 1,164 total pieces, baby girl. So naturally I grabbed it. Now several of the stemma, acid and lignin free. Anyway, some of the pages are, overall designs, but many of them are sticker backed with sentiments and words and these sorts of tags and so on, which it's kind of nice that, the work can be done for you. However, that's a lot of pages of stickers. So I was just trying to make sort of my baby pieces fit a little bit better. So I cut this around, these are also stickers, so that I can use, well, let me just show you how I neatened up since the last video I did. Now I realize that's awfully close, but this is, I love seagrass baskets because they're made, the seagrass covers a wire frame, so they tend to be very strong, although I'm sure if I tried I could overload it. But you can see it's sort of like stadium seating, and it has 2 large compartments and 2 smaller ones. So these will now fit in there, and I will just stick them at the back with the other stickers. However, there were also a whole page of essentially tags in a variety of sizes and shapes. So these, you probably can't see that, but these all have like an arch, a rounded type top. Now because they, and here's some of these, and here are these itty bitty ones, because these things were scattered on the paper in just, well, I would say willy-nilly, I couldn't see a darned thing. I'm just trying to make sure I don't have any cables showing. I couldn't see a darn thing. So I cut around every one of them and grouped them by shape. Now I thought that it was a good decision to pick this fairly pale paper. Let me bring that pad back. There was another one I'm not particularly fond of. I considered using it. That's this one. But I just thought, there's teal in here that is not represented anywhere else in the kit. So why would I want to fight that? The rest are considerably cuter. However, as I was cutting around those shapes, it occurred to me that some of them are not going to show up very well. Well, you know what? I forgot to turn some light on. Put some light on the subject. I hope that flashlight is not showing. Anyway, now that I have all these pieces separated and sorted, all I intend to do is stick them down. And I haven't tried to see how sticky. Well, that seems all right. And I'll even be saving the effort of adding glue. Now, I've got way more pieces than I could possibly use in a 12 by 12. So I'm thinking that something like this is not that effective, white on white. So I think I will be, as I approach each pile, and I don't even think I'll use all of them, all the different shapes, I will be eliminating the ones that are predominantly white because they will be lost here. Now, I would typically do things in a rectilinear type approach. However, that's going to make me crazy. So what I decided, I will throw caution to the wind and just plunk things down at angles. And that way, when the thing is cut up or folded up, it's not going to matter, I don't think. And I'm going to decide ahead of time that I'm going to love it. So let's begin. And I'm starting probably with the biggest pieces of all. Now, because I'm not really overly handling them, which is kind of nice, the little doohickey circle there that you would normally have on a tag seems to be, let's see if it holds true again, is staying intact. So that is a blessing and a half. Because, you know, all those little circles I think would kind of annoy me. So maybe let's do a different shape now. White, white, white. I might not be able to stick with my plan. And hopefully I'm positioned in such a way that... Oh, and another thing I need to remember to do is cut some of these in half. So, you know, for that bleeding off the edge of the page look. I'll do that with the next shape. Okay, what have we got here? Those are curved as well. Do we have anything? It doesn't matter. I should have done it though on a, well, maybe let's use this oval. And we'll just, doesn't matter if it's in half or not, because, whoops, because there's nothing that said it has to be in half. And this is going to be very pastel-y. This one has 2 holes. Oops. Let me see what I'm doing here. That could have been a hair, half a hair closer. Okay. Maybe that isn't so bad. Yeah, let's use the ovals. Oh dear, one little dot left behind. Maybe I'll just put this back down and not use it. I don't want to have to worry about that dot. Let's see if I can get this one off without it. I have a nail appointment tomorrow, so these nails are, well, see that? Ugh. Oh, heck with it. I will just have that part go off the, oh, not quite. And it's too late. Darn it. I'll have to put some sort of a thing over there. Well, then I might as well use this one. I'll position this one a little bit better, though. Okie dokie. Now, what else has kind of I wonder if I would... You know what I did? When I did the little update on the baby book, I used, trying to just follow the line of the sticker, like if I leave it on its release paper, and if it doesn't lift, then that too saves a step. Mind you, then that writing is on there. I thought I came up with a brilliant idea, but alas, it is not to be. We'll use those guys. This is an incredibly fast way to... Oh, again, I lost the dot. I did speak too soon, I guess. What is the trick? Is it peeling it off? Ah, if you peel from the end, well, let's see if that theory holds. If you peel from the end that the hole is at, it seems to stay intact. Let's test that. Oh, it worked again. I don't know if a real scientist would accept that just 2 cases doesn't exactly prove the theory, does it? Okay, let me move these guys out of the way, then maybe I can move this up a bit. Now, typically, in doing a masterboard, and I should probably do that right now, is a person needs to turn the board, the sheet around every so often, just to get a different look at the situation. Now, I have a number of circles. These, I guess, are about a 1 inch. And then there are these teensy-weensy guys, which would be pretty cute. Although I do have an idea for some of these. And then there are squares also that might be kind of cool because they'll be different. Anyway, let's put some circles down. Pick out a few. That green one. Oh, but there's no green on, not that it matters, I suppose. Okay, that will be 5 of those. Oh, I didn't even pay attention to how I pulled that one off, and I lucked out. So tell me what is going on in your world. Did you plant a garden wherever you live? Did it come up? Is it going to be lush and green? Is it going to make sense that you're trying to grow your own food? Or between the price of seeds, water, fertilizer, spray, powder, and whatever else a person has to do, would you be further ahead if you just went to a farmer's market or a discount food place? I remember, was it 2 years ago, that I bought some started cucumbers, and I just, of course, have those black raised beds that Costco was selling, probably is still selling. So they're only about 4 feet long and maybe a foot wide or so. Anyway, I don't know what the issue was, whether it was rain, lack of rain, or whatever. The vegetable gods were not smiling on me. I think my yield was so poor that those cucumbers amounted to costing about $12 each. Yay, raise your own food. Oh my goodness. I think I need some of these little solid blocks of color. Like that. And that. And that. And that. That. Even that polka dot one will do. Yeah, it's, that was a bummer. That was a bummer. Do people still say bummer in 2025? Probably not. But if you're the same vintage or close to the same vintage as I am, you will know that that's not a good thing. So I have been playing catch up with making videos. I think this is my third one of the day, so I'm surprised I'm still somewhat coherent. Notice I said somewhat. And it's good to be back doing things in the craft room. Oh, I lost the circle there too. The heck? Good to be back in the craft room. Good to be getting some stuff done. I am focusing now on these baby books. Oh, I was wondering aloud when I did that update video whether or not a little Paige is a little sister to another girl or a boy. So I went back through my emails and I found out that she's the second daughter. So I didn't have to phone for or email for clarification, so that was good. And that little book, it's right here, now that I'm so darn organized. Mind you, we don't know what this baby is in this book. I think they deliberately keep that kid kind of gender neutral, wearing yellows and greens. So that could be any kind of we can make that baby whatever we need it to be. So that was good to know. I am going to have to think hard about where I might have some imagery on biking and fitness, because that's what one of the families does. Anything that I had bicycle related, I sent to Carol, because she's planning to do, well, at some point, you know, like me, we always are talking about the future. She's planning to do a biking journal for Jeff, because I guess that's his thing. But, you know, they're still getting settled at their new property, and life gets in the way of our good intentions sometimes. Of course, she's got her weekly live sale with Angela, and and of course the big thing now for her is Christmas in July. That's going to be very labor intensive as well, because it's her brainwave. I don't know how much more I want to put on here. I think that, I don't know, maybe I should, how long have we been at this? 19 minutes. And of course, more could go on here. But maybe what I should do is pick that other paper that I don't care for and start slapping some stickers on there. And then just between the two pages, make sure that I have none of those stickers left. Now this is directional, but again, are we going to care? So again, I'll start with the biggest ones. And now with this pink background, these stickers I got a little dot there. These stickers will be more noticeable. So that kind of works out well. And I'm forgetting to be careful about the little hole. Mind you, they're so thin you can see through them. But again, this, of course, is just the first layer. So, oh, this one's probably not going to show up worth a darn. Let's cover something teal up. Yes. If all our projects went this quickly, my goodness, making headway. Oh, tomorrow, well, I mean, you don't know when tomorrow is, but one thing I still have to do tonight is gather up whatever I'm intending to take to our swap table at the Odd Page Society group. I thought it was interesting the other day in the heart-to-heart that I did with Martha Makes Art. And I knew that she had been part of the group because Carol told me. Part of North Cal Gals or something. Or North Cal. I don't even remember now. But anyway. Whoops. So Martha confirmed what many of us already know, is that if you can find a group or start a group near you, you will love it. This is the one I trimmed, so now I need something pokey. When I scream, you'll know I found the sharp end of it. Now, you know, unless there's some sort of dysfunctional people in the group, it will be something that enriches, oh, there it is, something that enriches a person's crafting experience. I'm just trying to, okay, got that backing started. So, yeah, it's, I guess I found out through the grapevine, thanks Mo, that at least three of us, have not done the project for the swamp, which was a matchbook. I intended to, but you know, you gotta pick your battles, baby. This is cute, but is this the only thing with a pattern on it? I might as well use it. Yeah, so, but I do still want to take part in the swap table. So, look at me just overlapping two pieces without a care in the world. I do want to take things to the swap table, and goodness knows I have things to share, but, you know, it all takes time. So I will do that before the sun sets on this day, because I have to leave early in the morning. Okay, I'm going to turn this even though it is directional. Might as well add these circles. Why didn't I overlap any on the other side? It doesn't seem like a very good strategy that I employed there. Oh, I should have covered up the teal guy. Which is kind of goofy thinking when you think about it, because all colors in the world are welcome. Oh, this one didn't have a dot. Must have lost it somewhere else in the process. I could put it here. Oops. Yeah, when you want to lift it up, you discover you can't. So I think I can trust the stickiness factor. Okay. I think I'm going to leave these itty bitty guys. Yeah, we'll leave those 2 sets. Oops. So look at me. I'm like Bert and Ernie. I always wanted to be fair, although I didn't count. So these guys will go. Honestly, it's inexplicable, and I'm sure some of you must think, what is the matter with that woman? Why does she do that? But yet, it must serve some sort of an organizing need in me. So I'm just going to quickly divide these guys up. An uneven number. Now see, Ernie would quickly eat that cookie so that the numbers work out. Maybe I'll use the fewer pile on this side, put that in those guys. Oh, there's the matching number. Okay, let's do these circles and then see what if we still need the rectangles. Yeah, we were together on Father's Day, which was just, oh dear, that little circle got left behind, which was just the other day, of course. And it turns out that, you know, gardens seem a bit slow to germinate. And, you know, everybody's had those crop failures, so don't know what's going on. And of course, seeds are expensive. The starter trays, or whatever you call them, from greenhouses and nurseries, those are all expensive. Or the prices stay the same, but you get fewer plants. You know, it's just... Okay, let's divide up the squares into 2 piles. Oh, those aren't squares. Sorry if you can't see, but it's elementary math. Oh, and the other thing that I want to do before this week is over, is get my doonations to the daycare daycare kindergarten thing that will be opening this fall when the charter school opens. Because honestly, my kids are grown, my kid has kids, and those boys don't come here very often because they live so far away. And of course, they've kept growing and the toys didn't. So, you know, sometimes it's just, you get a little warmer glow when you're able to donate versus always trying to monetize something. So I'll be glad to hand that off. Now we have, because we farm, at this point it's just grain farming, because we farm and because we've had, you know, farm toys over the years, we have 3 really cute plastic grain bins and what would you call it? Like a machine shop, I guess, and maybe a cattle shelter. But because they are, you know, plastic, when I texted the guy, the project manager, to say, is this something you would want? I said the only problem is that they're, you know, probably fairly flimsy and would not survive little hands. So my intention is to do, well, I did say that, you know, maybe it could be just part of an out of reach display. And he thought that was good. Tie in with the ag program. But I don't want to just hand this over. I want to either mount it, like glue it down, glue the base, glue the footings down. So I think I might stop there with this one. Bring this one back in and add those few more pieces. And then we're going to call it a day. Anyway, I want to do it like, so I don't know, you know, what would be good. I don't want it to be too heavy for me or anyone else to lift. So maybe a piece of masonite would be good. Or foam core even, but foam core is, you know, could get damaged over time. I want to paint or do something to create some terrain. Like, I don't know if it should be grass or if it should be gravel or what. And then glue the buildings down. Now, there were cute little accessories. So there was a flagpole. So I want to add that. And of course, glue these things down so that they, number one, don't get lost. And number two, you know, hold together in some format. So I think this turned out quite well, considering how little time it took. And of course, you know, once it gets cut up, it will, a person can add a focal point as well. Okay, let me get rid of all this garbage. And then I had to do some repair to my large cutter. I think they call it a bypass cutter. You know, there's that plastic part that folds over. I might as well use these up, and then I'm just left with those. Anyway, that, okay, it was a little bit like, for the first maybe year or so that I had it, it was a little bit like a treadmill. It was a place to hang clothes. Not quite. It was a place to stack stuff on, which of course defeats the whole purpose of having it, because when you need it, you can't get to it. So then what I did was I thrifted a wooden crate that fits in the knee hole of my desk. And I thought, oh, that would be a good place to keep it. It's within reach. It's, you know, not tucked far, far away. Blah, blah, blah. Except that with the two cutters, the guillotine and that one, you know, they suffered a bit of abuse with the in and out, in and out. And then one day I noticed that the one side of the clear plastic shield had broken. So first time I repaired it with, what do you call it? Fabri-Tac. No fabric involved. And that held for a while, but then it broke again. Same, you know, that crack just opened up again. So then this last time I used E6000. Now that I believe will be a more lasting repair. How long have we been at this? 34 minutes. Maybe I should just bring it up here. This will be I haven't stuck it back in the crate because I'm thinking that it's just going to continue to get broken there. So I do have to figure another place to keep it that will give it a little more protection, but will still be accessible enough. Sorry, I just have to kind of make an angle there. Do it at an angle. So, oh, well, you don't need to see the crack. All you need to know is that it's glued back together. Okay, I think just for the heck of it, I will turn this around a few times and maybe cut blind. Okay. And you know, quite often these things really aren't 12 inches. Oh, make a liar out of me. Okay, so let's do 4. Oopsie. By maybe 3. We'll do some cross cuts in a second. Okay, now this is 5 inches, right? Oh, that new math is working like a charm. Okay, 5 inches. So let's. If I did 3 by 5, yeah, that's. We don't need. We're not doing rocket science today. Who's got the brain power for that? And this end that is nearer me is the end with the crack. So we will have the big reveal in a moment. Okay, so this is what? 3 inches. This is too flimsy to be a... I think I'll just cut this in half. So 6 inches. Too flimsy to be a, whatchamacallit? Belly band. That's the word I'm searching for. Okay, so this is what, 4 inches? 4 inches. Now, this one is directional, so let's do 4 by 3. That's going to be an awful lot of pieces, but if it were non-directional, like if it weren't words that could end up upside down, it would have made perhaps a cute, you know, hangover type thing. Okay, before I bring in the other one, let's see what we have here. Or no, let's let the suspense build. Okay. So on this one, it could be a fold over. Oh, why do I have circles left over? Did I forget to? Oh my goodness. Look, I have all this. I'll have to figure out where those belong and add them after the fact. Okay, so if I did this at 4 1/2, it kind of buggers up my math, but that's okay. I think 4 1/2 by, oh, well, okay, let's do the 4 1/2. It would be nice if, maybe I should do 10, but then that'll be so narrow. How about 9 1/2? So this will give 1 fold over. Now, I think I'm going to split the difference here. So what do I have here? I have 7 1/2. So what's that? 3 3/4? Probably not, but that's what I'm cutting. Oh, you know what? I should have cut that other part off first. Now this is 12 inches, so theoretically I could leave it, I'm going to leave it that way. Just setting this on the floor. Okay. So what I think I'll do, and again, it's a bit of a crapshoot as to where the, you know, if it folds right on a sticker, that could be an issue, but I guess if I have to reinforce or cover it with something, I will. Okay, you see what happened there? And then I will either add lace or round these corners or something. But this will hang over the top of a page. Or it could also go horizontally around a page. So we'll do this 2 more times. Okay, that was better that time. Although I might have to do some remedial gluing. And then number 3. I'll probably go over those with the bone folder. That is rather wide, but that is okay. And then this is just a tag, I guess. Oh, and I have to figure out where the... Okay, so that's that paper. Now this, so of course some of these, probably with a bit of reinforcement, could be, that's 5 inches, could be pockets, because the words will still read the proper way. So if I put all the ones that have to be horizontal, we've got essentially 2 taller ones and a whole whack off these guys. So I'm going to stop there. I haven't really used too much lace in this project, so I think I'll find some lace. Well, there's a bit right here. And add it to some of these things as embellishment. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop there. I did want to prove to you that, oh, and I better use these guys up too. I wanted to prove to you that masterboards don't have to be a laborious, long process. They can be quick and easy, and it's how you finish them that's really going to make the difference. I have some of this hanging around. I've got a scrap of this. I've even got some of that cover, you know, the seam where the 2 quilt squares were attached. Mind you, if I cut that open, I'll see. These are probably too thick to use anywhere but on a cover. So anyway, guys, thanks for being here. I hope that you, I hope that this helps you remember that master boards are awesome. Anyway, guys, we will see you. Hey, maybe I can use some of this. I have this cloud washi as well. That might add a bit of whimsy and use up some of these things as well. Anyway, I'm sure you'll see these again at some point. So thank you so much for being here, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.